hope that everyone was able to touch into something that's bringing you alive and sense of belonging. And yeah, I understand that at times there isn't. So there's definitely, that's why you're all here, right? The Sangha, like to have that sense of belonging is essential. And so yeah, I'm gonna now like invite you like to try to keep that sense of aliveness and belonging, and notice if you can feel that in your body. And I'm gonna guide us for the next 20 minutes through uh, a silent practice, silent-ish, in that I'll be talking for some amount of that time, um, but I'm gonna yeah, invite just awareness into your body, and through a practice some of you were referring to in the chat around is like our connection with nature and the elements, and so if you want um, to maybe move parts of your body, so I'll invite you to do it in whatever way, like a stretching movement, um, or if you want to wiggle your toes and maybe gently circle your ankles, or whatever movement, or maybe it's like um, light massage on your body, and or dropping into another maybe breath practice, or just like getting a sense of the weight of your body, um, and and finding a sense of connection to your feet and your legs. Being on Zoom, we forget sometimes that there's all this below our shoulders. Yeah, and so it might feel good to give your legs or knees or thighs or hips or any part of your body a touch and a sense of groundedness. With your hands, or you can rest your hands as they are, and in our thighs. The bones in our thighs are like the biggest bones in the body, and so you might sense a um, weight of those bones, um, and that's the same minerals in those bones are the same that are in the rocks deep in the earth, or the ones above the earth, the mountains. And so sensing, if that's helpful, that grounding um, of those particular bones, or um, yeah, and then check with your body in this moment and see what um, can bring it more comfort, giving ourselves permission to be um, with ourselves as we are. And as we are, it's like changing very um, subtly, but there's a solidity of these thigh bones again, or just our whole skeletal system. So that's the mineral element in our bones, and I invite us to feel a sense of the kind of like fire element. So that might connect us to the reality of our aliveness, and there's like energy or fire between cells that are um, being cultivated. You might feel the fire element with the warmth of your blood flowing through your body. If you're feeling cold, you might grab a blanket or notice that maybe with our clothes or a blanket that fire is created with our connection to nature, the oxygen. And so that's where it connects to the air element. So the third out of the five I'll take us through. And so the air element is our breath, yeah. And so you might sense the breath as it enters your nose or mouth. And as you exhale, it's connecting with other air molecules. And feel the air on your skin. Another element is water. You might notice the saliva in your mouth, or the water of the blood that's flowing through. Famous kung fu master Bruce Lee said, "Be like water." Yeah, that's where. So you might, in whatever posture you're in, sensing that the water is like flowing through us and also part of the air element and part of these bigger movements of rivers. So rivers on the topography of the planet, but also the rivers in our veins and capillaries, and arteries. So if it feels soothing for you, you might rock very subtly to just touch into that sense of being like water, being water. The last element I'll bring in is space. So you might imagine like a bubble, like a protective sort of space. And the bubble could be made of like whatever material you want it to be made of, whatever your body is needing right now. So this bubble, protective space, or it can be not contained and just connecting with all the elements as we just went through them. And encouragement is to feel a sense of aliveness in your space here and taking up space, allowing your body to take up the space that it does, and maybe there's a knowing that we belong to each other, to nature. So allowing yourself to rest in the space of Sangha, space of our own bodies, our own breath. elements help you connect to aliveness, belonging. With your body in this moment that allows for appreciation for aliveness. Maybe it's acknowledging something unpleasant or something pleasant, or a sense of calm, appreciation. Just for these last few minutes of connecting with your present moment experience, the aliveness of this moment, this body, this breath. this practice. Another minute or so, if you'd like. I invite you to thank your body, if that's available, no right or wrong. Maybe it feels available to express gratitude to your body for joy or pain, healing. And to the heart, or to your belly, or anywhere on your body, to feel the aliveness in your hands and our capacities to heal, and that our body's natural inclination is toward healing. That it's not our fault when we feel pain or get sick. We feel physical pain, emotional pain. So I invite you to appreciate your body in whatever way feels kind, loving. Body scan. It's very brief, and I'll invite the bell. You might start to move your toes and your ankles. Just bring awareness to them, or your feet and your legs. Maybe that solidity of the thigh bones we started with. You might imagine breathing into your feet, your legs, thighs, pelvic area, hips, glutes. Invoking that aliveness through all the elements, to our torso. So if you like, take a couple of breaths into your torso. You might imagine breathing right into your shoulders and your arms, down your arms, forearms, wrists, and hands. If you want to gently wiggle your fingers, it might feel good to move your shoulders, and breathing into your throat and your facial muscles, your jaw, your ears, your brain. And I'll invite the bell of mindfulness 3 times. And if you like, you might imagine filling up your whole body with breath as you breathe in. Letting go, letting yourself be here just as you are as you breathe out. Taking care of yourselves if your eyes were closed, and if you want to open them, you can do that. Whatever other movement feels good, or stillness, relative stillness, because we're alive and there's always movement. So a question I often ask myself is, what's the next thing I can do to be kind to myself? So I invite that in this moment. Thank you for your practice.